come vape with me. I thought I'd just chat. I wanted to talk about some things I have noticed, and I want to tell you about what I do. And remember, I'm no expert, and I stick to the things I like. I have got big mods that you can change wattage and power input and vape on very low resistance. But I don't like that. I like an ordinary mechanical mod. And this is a one that I use all the time. This is a Precise. And that tank is a Cloupor tank on the top. And it has a little idiosyncrasy. Most mechanical mods have this, that in fact, not unlike an ego that fires up the very minute you put it to your mouth, I usually wait for it to fire off and then draw. In other words, there's a few seconds delay from when I push the button at the bottom to when the electricity gets through to the atomizer to fire up and heat the e-liquid. Whereas if I use something like this, which is an ego, and I just push the button, it's instantaneous. Though of course I have seen people do this too, because that to a vapor, can you hear it, is a very satisfying sound, because it means you're going to get a good vape from that draw. So when I go out, I use egos, and my favorite tank is an X-Jet spider tank. Show you the box. Let me show you the box. And they're not expensive, and I've got several. I use those all the time, and I also buy the atomizer in a press out pack of 5, and they're not expensive. It's a bottom coil, double coil atomizer, and I find those are totally satisfying. But the device I use all the time is this, and that's got a spider tank on it as well. You can see there's very little e-liquid left in it if you look in the window, but that on that folding pipe mod looks great. So this is my favorite device of them all, funnily enough. And that also, just delay, because the electricity is coming from the battery, which is in this section here. It's just like a torch. There's a battery. Put it into the battery container and screw the top on. And that takes all different kinds of batteries. So I've got big batteries that will last me nearly 2 days. And then I've got smaller batteries, and actually when this came to me, it's got a very tiny battery, but I don't use that so much. So I think the spider tank looks fantastic on that. Also, to use a bottom coil on this, because it stands. And if you use something with the, let me find something for you here, a tank like that, which also fits on perfectly well, you'll find the wicks are at the top. So if it's standing too much, you find the wicks get dry and you have to do the tip. Whereas bottom coil tanks, you don't have to do the tip, because that standing next to me is simply filling the wick in the bottom coil to be ready for vaping. So that is my favorite device. And I need to tell you, I'm having a birthday. I'm having a birthday in September, and I'm turning 70. and I'm going to buy myself a birthday present. I'm going to buy myself one of these folding pipe mods. It's an R80, and this came from Sparks. But I'm going to buy myself a gold one, because a gold one with one of these spider tanks will look great, especially if it's got my gold tip on it. So that's what's going to happen to me in September. And when I'm 70, I'll go on making these videos. I don't know if I'll have to call my channel Vaping for the over 70s. But if you're over 60, you could be 72. I mean 70 as well, not 72. I'll be there in 2 years too. Anyway, so I thought I'd chat to you. If you are using a mechanical mod, wait a second, because the actual impulse of the electricity takes a second to get to the atomizer. I like mechanical mods because they're for life. All my egos, I feel devastated when I have to throw them away. And of course, all of these things have a lifespan, except a mechanical mod. The batteries in the mod have a lifespan, so you will have to chuck those out, but the actual device ought to go on and on and on, and that's what I like about it. I think mechanical mods are greener. I'm not chucking the actual physical equipment away. What I'm doing is putting the batteries that are finished into a bottle and taking them for recycling when the bottle's full. So I like mechanical mods, and the favorite one of all, though I do have this, which is a Themis, and that's really beautiful, but in actual fact the life of that, it will last me a day only just, whereas the folding pipe mod will last me, with the big battery in it, 2 days. Furthermore, I always have to find a place to put this, and it rolls off. I do have the vaping points that Fulgorine made me, but this stands, and I have overcome the problem of being able to drive with it in my hand. So I've even figured that out. So this currently is my really favoritist device. I see loads of mechanical mods coming out with skulls and crossbones and all sorts of masculine macho things on. But I like beautiful things, and I wish they'd make something very similar to this, because in actual fact I do occasionally use it as a pipe, but not often. That is the favorite position for me, and this I take everywhere. So I want manufacturers to make feminine mechanical mods. Please. Thanks for vaping with me.